And hello, one and all, and welcome to this early afternoon edition of my live Monday Night Raw review. We're going to take a look at everything that took place on the May 2nd edition of Monday Night Raw. And I just want to say right up front, I apologize for this review being delayed until 12:30 today. I was just really tired after Raw last night and the Penguins winning Game 3 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, of course. So shout out to them. So thank you all for understanding with the delays. And now, without further ado, let's take a look at what took place on tonight's or last night's edition of Monday Night Raw. So we kick things off with Stephanie McMahon. She made her way to the ring. She's pretty much, ecstatic. She says that she's been waiting to do this for weeks. She says, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." And before she can even, continue speaking, Shane O'Mac makes his way to the ring. Shane, likewise, welcomes everyone to Raw. And he pretty much says, Stephanie says that she has an offering for Shane. And it was in a bag. And what was revealed to be inside the bag was the picture frame that Vince McMahon threw down on the stage of him and Shane and cracked into pieces. Stephanie gave him a new photo. And then they go back and forth saying, we got some ideas for Raw tonight. And before they can even get going, Kevin Owens interrupts. Owens gets in the ring. He pretty much kisses Stephanie and Shane's, more so Stephanie's ass than Shane's. He pretty much says that tonight he should get that IC championship shot. He's hell-bent. He is hungry on getting back his Intercontinental Championship. He says he destroyed Sami Zayn at Payback. Therefore, he should be the one entitled to get his rematch for the IC title. And before they can even get going, Cesaro makes his awesome James Bond 007 entrance. King of Swing goes down to the ring, gets in Owens' face and says, "Well, hey, last night you and Sami Zayn interfered in, my Intercontinental Championship match. Therefore, Cesaro should be the one that deserves to have that IC Championship rematch." They go back and forth, and Shane says that both Cesaro and Owens will face off tonight to determine who the number one contender is for the IC title. So yeah, not a bad way to open the show. I liked how Cesaro and Owens came out and the focus shifted to them. Less so enamored about, Shane and Stephanie opening the show. Hopefully we don't do that on a week in, week out basis. I want to keep things fresh on Raw. We need to have new talent, not just dominated by the McMahons. I was okay with this segment. I liked Stephanie, trying to be humble and, play all nice, and she's okay with this, but deep down that it is eating away at her having to work with Shane. And I thought it was a nice gesture to bring back the destroyed picture frame. And after this, we had Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. Guys, I'm sure it was a good match. I was watching the Penguin game. Can't really tell you too much about this match, but Miz was out at commentary with Maurice. The finish came when Cesaro punched Miz, slid back into the ring, and Cesaro went to go swing Owens, but Miz jumped into the ring, and it led to the disqualification. And then after the match, Sami Zayn hits the ring to make the save. After Owens and Miz look like they're beating up on Cesaro, Zayn hits a haluva kick on Owens and hits an exploder suplex on Miz. And then Zayn almost hit the haluva kick on Miz, but Maurice pulled him out of the ring. And Zayn holds the IC title, posing with it. So I like what it sounds, what they did here. Looks like we are going to be getting a fatal four-way match between Cesaro, Miz, Owens, and Zayn at Extreme Rules. I have to say, really looking forward to that match. And overall, the one good thing I can say about tonight's edition of Raw was that we set up several matches for Extreme Rules. We only have a 3-week gap until that pay-per-view. I liked what WWE did here, so props to them on that aspect for setting up the matches for the next show. And hopefully we get several more matches announced next week, so we have that full card going into Extreme Rules. So, after this, we had Stephanie. She ran into Dean Ambrose backstage, and that's Bailey, my dog. So anyways, Stephanie says she ain't buying what Dean Ambrose is selling, and at the end of the day, She will accept Dean Ambrose's invitation to appear on the Ambrose Asylum. And so we had that to look forward to later on in the show, and I thought that was a solid segment, so we will get into that. Then we had backstage this segment between Tyler Breeze, R-Truth, and Goldust. Fandango was there. Didn't really care too much about this. Moving on, we had AJ Styles backstage in the locker room talking with Anderson and Gallows. Just give me a minute. And this segment, I really like this segment. First off, because Reigns walked in and it hyped up tension between what played off last night at Payback between Styles, Anderson and Gallows getting involved in the championship match, and the Usos. Reigns walks in, pretty much said, "We have unfinished business." He respects Styles. Styles says he knows that he can and he will beat Reigns at Extreme Rules. Eventually, it was announced that our main event for tonight would be Reigns and the Usos teaming up to take on the team of Styles and Anderson and Gallows. So I really like the announcement of that main event, and I thought it was a solid main event. So I thought this segment was effective in that manner. After this, we had Tyler Breeze versus Goldust. Breeze, I have to say, at least Tyler Breeze was on Raw. He was able to get the win, surprisingly. Yes, Tyler Breeze won on Raw. You're reading that right, with the roll-up on Goldust. So even though I didn't really care for this match at all, hey, at least Tyler Breeze got a win. So that's good. Then we had the New Day make their way to the ring, and they pretty much said their get well wishes to Enzo Amore. So we know he was released from the hospital, and thankfully it was only a concussion. And we hope he makes a speedy recovery. Then we had the Vaudevillains come out, and Aiden English said what happened last night was indeed a tragedy. However, a real man would have gotten back up. So obviously playing off of what happened last night, I didn't know if they'd go there. They made some digs at Enzo and Big Cass. Gotch said last night he made Amore the realest guy in the emergency room. So that was definitely a line that hit close to home. Then the Dudley Boys came out, and they pretty much said, you guys didn't beat anybody last night, and they want the tournament to be restarted as a result of there being, technically no true winner last night at Payback. Big Cass comes out to a huge pop. He's out there to defend, his and his best friend Enzo Amore's pride as a tag team, and he pretty much called out the Vaudevillains, and you mess with our family. And he is going to finish what was started last night at Payback for his friend Enzo. And then everybody starts to brawl in the ring. I really liked this segment. I really liked how it involved all teams involved. I liked Big Cass being there, representing his fallen friend Enzo as he continues to recover. And after this, we had the setup for what was a tag team match. It was the teams of the New Day with Big Cass versus the Vaudevillains and the Dudley Boys. I thought this was overall a solid tag team match. I believe they got 15 minutes to work with. All teams, I felt like, got time to shine. I really liked how they built up to get that hot tag to Big Cass, and eventually when Cass got in there, he was able to destroy Devon with the East River Crossing for the pinfall victory. Crowd goes crazy. Right guy to get the victory after what happened last night at Payback. So your winners are the New Day and Big Cass. So we move on from that. And after that, we had Becky Lynch versus Emma. I was really looking forward to this match. Have to say, it was an all right match. I know if they were given more time, they would obviously have a better match. But I felt from what they got here, it was okay. I feel that they definitely deserve a spot to shine at the upcoming Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I would like to see WWE have 2 women's matches on that show. And I feel like what happened here, there's definitely reason for Becky Lynch. and Emma for this feud to continue, as Emma poked Becky Lynch in the eye as the ref's back was turned toward the end of the match, and Emma was able to hit the Michinoku driver for three count. So obviously some controversy with Emma cheating to win. And therefore, I think this will continue the feud between Emma and Becky Lynch. So they definitely deserve to have the spotlight shine on them. After this match, we had the Ambrose Asylum segment with Stephanie. And I really enjoyed this segment. I really liked how Ambrose tried to get under the skin of Stephanie to expose how she was simply, she's putting on this fake phony persona while she's acting like she's okay with working with Shane. Deep down, you know it's eating away at you because Shane's getting the better reaction than you. People want Shane. They don't really care about you at all. They're booing you and whatnot. And Stephanie pretty much says, no, this doesn't bother her. And she said her father has taught her a lot of lessons in life. And she is going to teach Ambrose one, and she announces that the Ambrose Asylum is canceled. That's it. We're done. We're shutting this show down. And she announces the return of the highlight reel. Chris Jericho makes his entrance, and him and Ambrose start brawling with each other. I thought it was a nice brawl back and forth. Jericho hits Codebreaker on Ambrose, and there was a potted plant situated in the ring. Mitch the Potted Plant. That's what his name was. Jericho picked up Mitch, took him, and threw him over Dean Ambrose's back. So we lost Mitch the Potted Plant tonight on Monday Night Raw. What more can I say? Mitch, he was a good potted plant, but his time came to an end. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, yeah, I thought this was a good segment. I like the brawling between Jericho and Ambrose and the effective use of Mitch the Potted Plant. After this, we had a battle royale to determine the new number one contender for the United States Championship. To make notes here, Sheamus eliminated Apollo Crews via a bro kick. Ziggler eliminated Baron Corbin, and they brawled throughout the ring, outside the ring, and then Corbin threw Ziggler back in there to have him be eliminated by Rusev. So it appears that their feud will be continuing, probably heading into Extreme Rules. We'll see another match between them. Then also to make note, Titus O'Neil returned in this match, and he got a fair amount of time in the Battle Royale. He was eliminated by Sheamus, though. So really no surprise there. I didn't see Titus winning, especially after the suspension and whatnot. But it was nice to see him return. It came down to Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, Sin Cara, and Rusev. I was really pulling for, and Zack Ryder. I was really pulling for Sin Cara or Zack Ryder or even Rusev. I was eventually happy with Rusev winning. It came down to, I believe it was Zack Ryder. Yep. It was Rusev, Sheamus, and Del Rio, and they all teamed up to beat down Zack Ryder. Then they threw Ryder over, but he was able to hang on. Sheamus tries to toss out both Del Rio and Rusev, but Del Rio is able to kick Sheamus, and that eliminates him. Then Ryder drop kicked Del Rio over the rope, and Zack Ryder was able to eliminate Del Rio. So it came down to Rusev and Ryder, but I had a feeling there was probably no chance that Zack was going to win this Battle Royale. But it was nice, trying to build up the hope and anticipation, only for Rusev to eliminate Zack Ryder. And therefore, your new number one contender to the United States Championship is Rusev. So we're going to have probably Rusev versus Kalisto at Extreme Rules. I'm cool with this match. I think they can go out there and have a pretty good match. I would like to see Rusev built back up as that dominant, unstoppable force that he was going into 2015 until his feud with John Cena. You pair him and Lana back up together. I think him and Kalisto could have a great series of matches, throughout the spring. So we'll see where they go with that. Then after this, we had Charlotte and Ric Flair coming out to address what was dubbed the Chicago Screwjob. Last night against Charlotte's match against Natalya. Charlotte pretty much says that there is no controversy, And Natalya quit last night. She doesn't want her title reign to have any controversy. So the only person that can validate Natalya's need to quit should come to the ring. Charles Robinson, Little Nate, made his way to the ring. And Robinson says Natalya didn't quit, didn't tap out. She verbally said, "Stop it, stop it." And Charlotte said, "Does the relationship with the Flair family have anything to do with, the decision that you made last night?" And Robinson said yes, but then he reversed course and he said no. And Charlotte said the ref's decision was final. However, Natalya would make her way to the ring to confront Charlotte and Ric Flair. And then Natalya was able to get in the face of Charlotte. She pretty much said that this isn't Robinson or Charlotte. This isn't about Robinson or Charlotte. This is about Ric Flair. Natalya pretty much insinuated that Flair paid the referee off. And deep down, Natalya says that Flair knows that the Hearts were always the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Charlotte takes a swing at Natty, but Natty is able to, dodge that, and she's able to get Charlotte out of the ring. Then Ric Flair tries to get in Natalya's face. Natalya doesn't have it. She smacks him in the face and puts Ric Flair in the sharpshooter. Charlotte's able to get her father out of the ring. Then backstage, Stephanie says that in 3 weeks at Extreme Rules, it's going to be Natalya versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship in a submissions match, and Ric Flair will be banned from ringside. So definitely looking forward to another match between Natalya and Charlotte. I was hoping they'd go for a submission match stipulation, and I also like the fact that Ric Flair will be banned at ringside. So yeah, looking forward to that match at Extreme Rules. And then we had our main event, AJ Styles, Doc Gallows, and Carl Anderson versus Roman Reigns and the Usos. Thought this was a solid, enjoyable main event match. First time we've seen all 6 guys in the ring together at the same time against each other. Just a lot of good stuff here, high pace, high octane action. Eventually came down to Styles, who was able to hit the springboard on Jimmy Uso, and he hit the phenomenal forearm for the win. So it was great to see AJ Styles be the one to pick up the victory. After the match, I really liked how they had the visual of Anderson and Gallows handing Styles the chair. They have Roman Reigns laid out. And they pretty much want Styles to use the steel chair on Roman Reigns, but Styles says, "No, I'm not going to do that." And then the Usos come back into the ring, and they assault AJ with the chair. Then Anderson and Gallows and the Usos begin to keep brawling on the outside. Then Styles grabs the chair and beats down the Usos in retaliation for the Usos using the chair on Styles. And then Reigns gets up and Superman punches Styles, and then he throws him to the outside and power bombs him through the announce table. So that was a very nice spot. Good way to close out Raw. Overall, I thought this was it was an average show. There was stuff that I liked, some stuff that I didn't. But I didn't think it was a bad show by any means. And if I had to give it a grade, I would give it a C+. That is my grade for Raw tonight. So yeah, thank you all for tuning into this afternoon edition of my live Raw review. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. What you thought of Raw tonight. Always enjoy getting that feedback. Thank you all for watching. Please click that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel, and be on the lookout for future videos coming to my channel this week. So until then, guys, take care, stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.